Zaxby's Sensation Salad is so much more than a plain old salad. It's a salad, which begs the question, at what point does a salad stop being a salad and become a salad? Is it when you add Zaxby's fried chicken to it? Crunchy wontons? Asian slaw? Citrus vinaigrette? Teriyaki glaze? Sweet and spicy sauce? Or is it when you top it all with a handmade perfectly fried egg roll? Without a doubt, the egg roll. The Sensation Salad, only at Zaxby's.
Hey everyone, and welcome to Real Life Real Crime Daily for Wednesday, May 31st. And I'm Jim Chapman.
And I'm Woody Overton.
And I'm Mike Agovino. Boys!
What's up?
Back in effect.
That's it. Back in the
After
saddle.
Memorial Day.
You were a cooking machine this weekend.
Traegering it up 2 days in a row. I mean, it's just easier to cook on a Traeger, right? Hit it and forget about it, basically. Then I look like a superstar.
No, but you really look like you know what you're doing. You've got stuff in different places at different temperatures, doing all kinds of.
Yeah, it's all, and it keeps it within 5 degrees and everything, and pretty much hit it and forget about it. You can even monitor it from your phone.
Yeah.
Can you really?
It's going to be the
monitor and control from your phone. Yeah.
It's going to be the true test because I'm a barbecue moron. I everything up. I can't even work that stupid.
You can't mess it.
Green,
Look, you cook cheap meat too, man. Leg quarters and shit like that. That's the best, right? The holidays, like this Memorial Day, and I hope y'all had a great one. Y'all always get the
mine sucked,
cheap
actually.
Stuff ones. Really?
No, mine really sucked.
Really?
Yeah.
Sorry to hear that.
No, my wife decided that it would be a good time to redo her closet over Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah.
And
oh my God.
My wife hires people to do work around the house like the same way you adopt a puppy. Like she goes to all the places where, the downtrodden and rejected
like
people
Home
that
Depot,
do construction
the day workers
would be
hang outside. Yeah.
And, the more pitiful their life story, the more likely she is to hire them.
Yeah.
So we have this guy that I mean, impossible to communicate with him.
No, you must not use Rosetta Stone.
No, he's not. He's not foreign. No, not foreign. Impossible, just impossible to communicate with him. Yeah. And what was described as something that, based upon the plan she gave him, was going to be a couple of day job. I mean,
damn, how big is the closet?
This guy was sanding for 3. He was in my house until 10 o'clock last night. He's not done. He's coming back.
She's got air conditioning.
He's coming back today. And I'm just looking at her like,
I don't know if I'd have him there without you being there, Mike.
No, but at some point, you can't adopt a puppy every time you have to do some work in your house. So I'm sorry, honey. I said some nice stuff about your Reese's eating habits, I think, last week. So,
I want to know what size closet your wife has. She's got a worker in there for 3 days on it.
It's not that big a closet. I don't understand exactly, but some things you learn to keep.
You know what? It's the last day of May. And we're about to lay down some true crime. I want to thank everybody for liking and subscribing and following and making this show the success that it is. Let's roll with it.
It's a great May. Thank you all.
Right.
Indeed.
Record May. Hey, y'all, let me tell you about another tragic story. It's still happening and unfolding as we speak, so we'll bring you some more updates. But in Miami, 9 people, including 4 minors, were transported to area hospitals following a mass shooting at the Hollywood Boardwalk on Monday afternoon.
Jesus.
Right? A City of Hollywood spokesperson confirmed 9 people had been shot. 4 of those were minors, ages ranging from 1 to 17 years old. And the ages of the adults were 25 to 65, and 1 is in surgery and the others are in stable condition.
So just purely random.
Right? I mean, another senseless thing on a holiday weekend, and everybody's trying to enjoy themselves, and there you have it. But we'll bring you more updates as we get them.
Wow.
Right.
Record May.
Real life, real crime.
All right. The probable cause report has been released in the case of an East Texas teenager who reportedly murdered his immediate family on May 23rd. And I mean his family.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Caesar Alati 18, is accused of killing 4 people, his parents, his brother, and his sister among them. Jeez. One of the victims, Ada Mendoza, was shot repeatedly, the report says. The other victims have been identified as Ruben Alati, Lisbeth Alati, and Oliver Alati. All 4 people were shot dead, y'all. Oliver is under the age of 10.
What?
Officers got a call to the house, and when they got there, a man named Joseph Fledler, 35, ran from the home and reportedly told officers that Caesar was inside and had told him he had killed the rest of his family. At that point, officers called for backup, and they made a perimeter around the house. Yeah. Caesar was eventually taken into custody after negotiators on scene got him to come out of the house. Police on the scene were told by friends and neighbors that Caesar lived at the house with his mother, father, adult sister, and younger brother. 4 bodies were found in the bathroom of the house, the probable cause report stated.
Wow, 4 in one bathroom.
4 in one bathroom. Officers report finding multiple spent shell casings on the floor and blood splattered on multiple surfaces. Police say it appears the victims have been shot in 4 different areas of the home, and they were actually all drugged into the bathroom.
Otherwise, that would have been unusual, right?
Right. Fledler told police he and one of the victims, Lisbeth, worked together, and she had not shown up for work that morning. Other friends and family had called the church where they were working to look for her. Fledler said he and his wife went to the house to check on Lisbeth, but nobody answered the door. While they were there, another family member showed up, forced her way inside the house to check on the family. When they got inside, they say Caesar confronted them, brandishing a gun. Fledler and his wife left the house and kept talking to Caesar. Fledler told police that Caesar told him that he killed his family because they were cannibals and they were going to eat him.
Yeah, I saw that.
Fledler said Caesar pointed the gun at him repeatedly while they were talking and at one point brandished a knife as well. Caesar called 911 at one point and said he had pulled the trigger and shot his family during the call. He reportedly said he had shot 4 family members and identified his father, Reuben, by name. Caesar was taken to jail and booked for capital murder.
The strong probable
cannibals.
case for being legit crazy. At least he reported himself and everything. I shot him because
all 4 of his family members,
crazy,
man.
dude. She must have been on some of that bad.
Well, and the other family member that showed up and came in, he decided to spare.
Yeah.
Interesting. So
And he
wasn't hell-bent on killing everyone, I guess.
Yeah, he still killed them all. In Texas, they'll kill his ass if he didn't get a good attorney.
Oh, yeah. And it just blows my mind that, he, like you said, Woody, he's probably on some PCP or something.
Well, the case I had told him real life real crime where the guy cut the baby out of his wife's stomach when she was 9 months pregnant, but he was high on that synthetic
That was
marijuana.
a horrible
And he
case.
called 911. He said, "Yeah, I just did this, and the devil was in her, and blah blah blah." So maybe this guy. It doesn't matter for whatever reason he did it. There, 4 people lost their lives. Can you imagine being murdered by your son or by your daughter?
No.
That'd be crazy.
Oh, and it's not that uncommon. I saw the picture of this guy.
Yeah.
He looks like the
on
guy
some
that
shit.
would do. Yeah. It looks like he definitely was impacted by something. But that is brutal. I want to give you an update on a story we talked about actually on Monday's show, which unfortunately sometimes we'll get a show and we'll do it a day or 2 before, and then something happens either the day that show is released or maybe the day before. And
it's okay. We're in the works and starting a 24-hour news broadcast where we're going to live in the studio. And every time something comes out, we'll instantly be able to put it out.
Don't give Mike any ideas.
We're going to draw straws on that to see who gets to live in the studio. Yeah. But the story that we have been following about these 2 inmates in Ohio who escaped from prison, one of whom Woody affectionately nicknamed Butterbean.
Yeah, I saw that. Butterbean.
If you recall, the 2 Gillespie and Butterbean were after they had escaped, which we later found out they had hidden in a dumpster the prison, and then when the garbage was picked up, they got outside the prison and then got outside the dumpster. So these guys were smelling pretty fresh when they met the free world. But they had stolen a car, gotten in a car chase with police, and Butterbean had lost a foot race against the cops, and they got a hold of him. But Gillespie was on the loose, and the police had given some very big warnings to the public to be on the lookout for this guy and not to engage him because he's a dangerous dude who was in prison for double murder. And so things didn't end up so well for Mr. Gillespie. A little bit strange because we don't really know how this happened. But on Sunday, his body was found floating in, I think it's the Henderson River or the Henderson River front in Kentucky. As far as I can tell with the different reports that are out there, he wasn't shot or beaten there was no signs of some other cause of death other than drowning. But I don't know why the guy would have gone in the river. Maybe he was trying to swim across or something. But the good news is that he has been caught. The bad news for Bradley Gillespie after all of that is he won't get to be rejoined with his good buddy Butterbean back in the Ohio prison. He'll have a smaller cell about 6 feet underground that will be his next stomping ground.
Let me tell you about another story, y'all. Yeah, you like Halloween?
I do.
Yeah, one of my favorites.
Halloween is probably my favorite holiday besides.
Wait, you celebrate Halloween? Does your wife get a gift on Halloween? No.
My wife gets a gift every day.
So you get candy and sex, and the gift is not necessary.
Absolutely.
Just wanted to make sure.
It's trick or treat, right? Give some meat. But in Florida, this guy wasn't even Halloween, and he dressed up as a cat.
Yeah.
Right? In a cat suit. And Jim, I know you don't have a problem with people dressing up in costumes.
No.
But in Gainesville, Florida, this dude that dressed up as a cat, he's now charged with first-degree attempted murder for stabbing his roommate. His name is Gutierrez, and he was wearing a cat costume at the time he did it. And when the roommate asked him why he attacked him, Gutierrez reportedly said it was instinctual. According to the arrest report,
that's as good an excuse as any.
According to the arrest report, the victim was in his room on Tuesday when Omar Gutierrez, 32, walked up behind him wearing a cat costume. He then plunged a knife into the back of the roommate's neck. Right? When detectives spoke with the roommate at the hospital, he explained that Gutierrez said a week earlier he was not above killing him. Gutierrez claimed that the roommate hurt his cat.
So he
hurt his cat. So he was actually dressed as his cat. It was his cat's revenge.
He became his cat.
It was his cat's revenge.
Super, super interesting. The case I had where the girl Overkill, where she stabbed her significant other 27 times before driving to the bar room on a golf cart. When we got the confession on her, she said she did it because he hurt her cat.
What, people don't play around when it comes to their pets.
Was that?
Yeah,
that documentary was says "Don't fuck with cats," or you know what I'm talking about?
I ain't never seen it, but
I hadn't seen it either, but I saw it.
It's called "Don't Fuck with Cats."
Don't fuck with cats. Yeah.
Damn.
Well, the cat costume is an interesting effect.
Hey, and you know what? I want to make this clear because I get a lot of messages about it. Regular real life, real crime drops on Tuesdays for now. It's probably going to change to Monday here directly, but y'all. When you go to the feed, you get Real Life Real Crime Daily. We're now bringing it to you 4 days a week. But the regular Real Life Real Crime, it says RLRC Original and has the name. And then also go check out Bloody Angola because that bitch is blowing up for good reason.
Yes. All right. So a man has been accused of severing a pedestrian's arm in a hit and run in Baton Rouge.
Wow, that's
a local story here.
The lady just had her arm ripped off and died in New Orleans.
Yeah. People getting their arms ripped off left and right. Crazy. A man is accused of felony hit and run after striking a pedestrian and severing the man's arm, and he is surrendered to state police. And when he turns himself in, State police find a little marijuana on him.
Nice.
Yeah, so
Always great to turn
so
yourself
guess
in
what they
a little
did?
bit.
They booked him on an additional
Right,
count.
that's
You
wild.
better believe it. Kyron Fisher, 25, surrendered Monday on accusations first raised after a pedestrian was stuck on Segan Lane near I-10. It's a major road there in Baton Rouge. During his detainment, troopers located marijuana on his person, and Mr. Fisher was transported then to the East Baton Rouge Parish Jail, where he was booked for possession of marijuana as well as the initial warrant.
For ripping somebody's arm off. Yeah.
Yeah, so
That's the signal 14100 hit and run.
there you go. And Sergeant McGee noted that he visited with Fisher late Wednesday and formally accused him of the hit and run driving with serious injury, obstruction of justice, criminal conspiracy, and negligent injuring. Investigators say Fisher and 2 passengers conspired to deceive police. Imagine that. With one saying she was a witness to the crash, but failing to tell anyone that she knew who had hit the pedestrian. The other passenger was accused of calling 911, but not telling dispatchers all that he knew.
Like the arm got ripped off?
Or who did it. Right. The female passenger videotaped the victim screaming and texted it to Fisher, according to the warrant filed after the arrest of the other passenger, Marcus McNair. Police have not identified the woman beyond providing her birth date. She is 25.
Yeah, prayers for her. Can you imagine getting your arm, first of all, getting hit by a car, but then getting your arm ripped off?
Yeah, I know.
Holy shit, man.
That'd be horrible.
I mean, everything's right there. Hooters and Twin Peaks and everything is right there at that intersection.
Yeah.
Notice how it related
So
back to
you would
food,
think there would be
beer.
more people that would have seen things there, but
Well, I mean, they got it on video.
yeah.
I mean, that's cancel your next 15 Christmases. Your ass is going to prison.
Well, we got a lot of listeners in the city of Dallas.
We do.
We do.
And I live there in Farmers Branch, and my baby sister is a judge in Denton, just north of Dallas.
And Mike's going to be spending a good deal of time up that way when my son heads off to school.
Where's he
in the
going
fall.
to?
He's going to TCU. in the
Cool,
fall.
man.
Well,
Cool.
I just lowered my chair by about 4 feet.
He
What,
was popping back up.
what the hell happened there? This is a weird one. The Dallas Independent School District has apologized for sending grade schoolers home with Winnie the Pooh themed books on proper conduct during active shooter situations. So the school district decided to use a Winnie the Pooh theme to educate the kids on active shooter situations.
All right.
It's really a booklet. So this is a quote from the school district. Recently, a booklet was sent home so parents could discuss with their children how to stay safe in such cases. Unfortunately, we did not provide parents any guide or context. We apologize for the confusion and are thankful to parents who reached out to assist us in being better partners. Cindy Campos is the mother of a 5-year-old boy who was really excited about the Winnie the Pooh book he got at school. So when he came home, he asked her if she would read it with him as soon as he got there.
And she's like, oh,
Of course.
holy fuck.
Her heart sank when she realized it was a tutorial about what to do when danger is near, advising the kids to lock the doors, turn off the lights, and quietly hide. As they read the Stay Safe book the school sent home without explanation or warning to parents, she began crying, leaving her son confused. Campos said the book was haunting her and that it seemed especially tone deaf to send it home with kids without any explanation around the same time the state was marking the anniversary of last year's Uvalde shooting that killed 19 kids. So, active shooter drills have become common in American schools and certainly schools throughout Texas, though there's some disagreement over just how much good they are doing. Campos said that although she doesn't disagree with the book's intent, she wished it would have come with a warning to parents so that she could introduce it to her kids at the right time and in the right way. The book's cover says, quote, "If there is danger, let Winnie the Pooh and his crew show you what to do." Inside, it includes passages such as, "If danger is near, do not fear. Hide like Pooh does until the police appear.
Oh, my God.
Doors should be locked and the passageway is blocked. Turn off the light to stay out of sight.
Oh my God.
These educators and all the research they do to try to figure out the right way to educate kids about these situations. It seems like that might be a good way to be somewhat disarming about a very serious topic with the kids by weaving Winnie the Pooh in. But if you're going to do something like that, tell the freaking parents what you're doing, and don't send Junior home with a Winnie the Pooh book who he thinks it's going to be a bedtime story, and mom finds out it's an active shooter thing.
Unlike the school districts in Louisiana, up there they have plenty of money, but the crime in this story is they did active shooter with Winnie the Pooh.
Well,
somebody got paid for that.
It's they back in the 70s and really the 60s, they were doing bomb drills.
Oh yeah, we did them.
Yeah, you remember you go in the hallways.
You got down and you tucked your head between legs and kissed your asshole goodbye. If a nuclear bomb was coming,
covering your head wasn't going to help too much.
But we did those,
right?
Underneath your desk. I remember doing them.
Absolutely. So
anything to get out of school.
We
didn't, but nobody effed around during it because the teachers took it really serious.
Yeah.
If you screwed around, you were getting in a shitload of trouble. So, but this was a 5-year-old they're talking about. But I think they sent the books home to kids through elementary 4 or something like that. So
whatever. That's
not very well.
I'm sure
received.
they need to be sending a follow up, right? Hey, ladies, are you feeling overwhelmed by hormonal changes? Well, you're definitely not alone. There are more than 1,000 hormone disruptors living in our environment right now. It's in your food, your water, the air you breathe, the clothes you wear, your skincare products. They all mess with your hormones. Then there's the natural hormone changes your body goes through, premenopause, menopause. And while it's a natural process, it doesn't mean you have to suffer through it. The good news is you don't have to suffer through it anymore, because now you have Hormone Harmony, a formula made only with herbal ingredients that are shown to reduce hormonal symptoms in women of all ages. Hormone Harmony is not just a hormone support and supplement. It's become a phenomenon. Women can't stop talking about it on social media. A bottle of Hormone Harmony is sold every 24 seconds. And the biggest benefit? Well, my wife says it makes her feel like her own self again. And that's what women mention over and over in the reviews. And there are over 30,000 reviews for Hormone Harmony. And for a limited time, you can get 15% off your entire first order at happymammoth.com. Just use code RLRC at checkout. That's happymammoth.com and use code RLRC for 15% off today. That's happymammoth.com and use code RLRC. Hey, y'all, let me tell you about Gobble. All Gobble meal kits are pre-prepped. That means less work for you and less waste in your kitchen. Their meal kits include everything you need so you can save time at the store or just skip that trip entirely. I got the box in and I had 3 different meals. I had a Kung Pao chicken, crispy fish tacos, and a beef bourguignon, however you say it. But let me tell you about the classic beef bourguignon. Look, it came with beef pot roast and a beef broth concentrate, red wine demi-glaze, cremini mushrooms, cipollone onions, mashed potatoes, baby carrots, and rosemary thyme butter. It was so easy to make. Literally like 15 minutes it took Cindy. And let me tell you something, all the dishes were fire, but this thing was like a taste explosion in my mouth. It's just unreal. We got to spend more time together and more time doing the things we love because everything came in this one single box right to my door. So see what a difference Gobble will make for your household. Right now, they're offering my listeners a fantastic limited time deal. You get $120 off across 4 boxes plus free shipping and free cookies. And let me tell you, those cookies, I ate one that was sin baked and it was delicious. Go to gobble.com/real life. That's GOBBLE.com/real life for $120 off your first 4 boxes. This offer is not available on the home site, so don't miss out. This is genius. It's taste explosions in your mouth like you never had. Well, I'm going to take you to the great state of Georgia. And, good and bad in every profession. Well, this guy was a cop or was a deputy. Now he's not. And there's a reason for it. All right. He's a disgraced former Georgia sheriff's deputy, and he's been sentenced to life in prison for shooting his married girlfriend. Now, figure that one out. You say married girlfriend, I mean, she's married someone else. That's how I take it, right? But anyway, he shot her in the back of the head after she belittled his penis size. Fighting words, right? Shot her in the back of the head. Jason Moose Cunningham.
Moose.
Right,
He can't be named Moose
right?
with his penis size.
Jason Moose Cunningham, 48, formerly with the Richmond County Sheriff's Office, pled guilty to malice, murder, and possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony for the cold-blooded June 20th, 2020 killing of the 37-year-old Nicole Harrington. Cunningham told investigators that he shot her, his girlfriend, and a married mom of 3 in the back of the head at least once after she insulted the size of his manhood. Right? Cunningham then left the woman to die in a parking garage elevator in downtown Augusta. Following the killing, he was involved in an 8-hour standoff with cops before he was arrested. And on Monday, he was sentenced to 35 years to life in prison on the murder charge and another 5 years for the weapons count. And Cunningham told detectives that he'd gone to the parking garage in Augusta around 6 a.m. on June 18th to meet his lover in order to end their affair. During the conversation, Cunningham and Harrington got into a heated argument, which escalated to homicidal violence after the woman reportedly took a dig at the size of his penis. Cunningham said Harrington was loud and he didn't know what to do, so he shot her in the head as she entered the elevator.
That is insane.
Right? And you know what? He was a cop for 14 years before he had to resign because he busted the piss test. Can you believe that?
I got a couple questions.
You must wear a bulletproof helmet at home.
First of all, ladies, there's nothing more demeaning to, if you have a nickname like Pinky or Twiggy or something like that for your man's unit. I mean, that's
Dude,
not
that sounds personal, Mike.
Do we walk around with nicknames for vajayjays? I mean, I don't have a nickname for my. I mean, that's just bad form. But prison, Woody, ex-cop with a miniature unit coming in. Is that going to be known by those? Is that going to be?
It's known now because we just told them.
Is it going to be known ahead of time by? Because a lot of times in the TV shows and movies, all the other inmates know what the guy coming in for.
Every one of them, they know what the fish is coming in for you. They know what you did, especially nowadays with all the social media and Real Life Real Crime Daily bringing you all the hot stuff. Okay.
So
he's got strikes
as an ex-cop with a mini wanker. This guy's in for hard time.
And that was literally hard time. He's really in hard time because he killed the lady he was having an affair with, but she was a mom. We were young kids, and he killed her because she said he had a small dick.
Wow.
So, Anaconda and I don't have that problem.
Yeah.
Apparently Mike has a Twiggy.
It's Italian.
Twiggy.
It's Italian thing.
So anyway.
All right.
We talk girth, not length.
I know. You better get a beer can.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Length and girth.
We promised we wouldn't talk like this on the show.
No, we didn't.
Anymore. Well, we didn't promise that? I thought we promised that.
And you don't want to hear...
Well,
but I'm not even going there with that one.
Stay out of trouble, Woody.
Yeah.
We're going to go back to Texas and look, cyber stalking becoming a problem. Of course, the more and more popular these social media sites get and things like that. We're going to tell you about an issue where an ex-girlfriend, a man murders his ex-girlfriend, and cyber stalking becoming a key component of that. Mm-hmm. Andrew Charles Beard, who was a resident of Texas, has been sentenced to 43 years in prison for cyber stalking his ex-girlfriend and fatally shooting and stabbing her during a custody battle. Now, Beard pled guilty to cyber stalking and using a dangerous weapon resulting in death, as well as discharging a firearm during a crime of violence. Mr. Beard admitted to tracking and murdering 24-year-old Alyssa Burkett, his ex-girlfriend, in a parking lot on October 2nd of 2020 in an attempt to gain custody of their young daughter. He confessed to placing a GPS tracking device on her car, followed her to the apartment complex where she worked, and then shot her in the head as she sat in the car. Mr. Beard then fled the scene, believing he had killed her. Despite being severely injured and covered in blood from a shotgun blast, Miss Burkett managed to leave her car, make her way toward a nearby building for assistance. In a shocking turn of events, her ex-partner, Mr. Beard, emerged from his SUV, proceeded to grab her from behind, stabbed her 13 times in the upper body with a sharp object. Tragically, she passed away on the scene while he fled. Upon investigating, Miss Burkett's mother, colleagues, and boyfriend informed the authorities that she had been fearful of Beard, as she believed he was tracking her and was a danger to her life. Mr. Beard had displayed an unhealthy obsession with Miss Burkett and their child. 3 hours after the incident, police intercepted Mr. Beard in a white pickup truck as he was leaving his residence. They collected 3 of his phones, including a prepaid burner phone. What's a burner phone, Woody?
When a phone that can't be tracked, you go buy it at the Dollar General store or wherever, and it comes with a SIM card, and
just can't track it to one individual.
No, it's one person.
One of his phones was a burner phone, and on one of the phones, they discovered an internet search for, y'all ready for this?
Here we go.
What is the best way to remove gunpowder residue from your hands?
Isn't that crazy?
Gets them every time.
How many times we got to tell you clear your search history?
In the course of their investigation, law enforcement officials conducted a thorough search of the perpetrator's vehicle, where they discovered a pair of men's hiking boots that had been cut into pieces and drenched in bleach, as well as a battery that matched the GPS trackers that had been attached to Miss Burkett's vehicle. Yeah, evidence everywhere. Additionally, a written script was found in the perpetrator's residence, which he had utilized to fabricate a false drug tip against Miss Burkett a month prior. So
crazy, dude. Get a divorce, man. Pay your child support. Don't execute them.
It's just horrible. And then the day following the homicide, law enforcement discovered the black SUV that he had utilized to travel to and from the crime scene abandoned in a neighborhood close to the residence. Forensic analysis of dry blood found the vehicle was a match to Miss Burkett's DNA, while DNA on a fake beard discovered in the SUV matched his
fake beard
DNA.
He was loaded up, huh?
Yeah. So this guy had been planning this for a while, but all of that over a custody battle. It can get ugly.
He had been planning it poorly for a while.
Very poorly.
And
thought he's going to get away
stupid
with it.
people should not commit crimes, as we find out.
It's crazy. And they'll probably come up with more videos and shit, I would imagine.
Right. Chicago. Chicago. My kind of town.
Home of Carlton Fisk.
Chicago, the home of Carlton
played
Fisk.
White Sox, didn't he?
Is known mostly as a Red Sox.
Yeah, well, White Sox
Chicago
is where
Bears.
I remember.
Greatest team ever.
Wait. Boom. This is like just a horrible example of a lack of Chicago sports knowledge at this table.
Carlton Fisk played for the White Sox.
He did later on in his career, but the 1975 Boston Red Sox and him hitting the home run right down the left field line and trying to wave it fair as he ran. That was a great series, and that's he's known as a Red Sox.
Walter Payton didn't get to score a touchdown in the Super Bowl.
That was didn't. That was unfair. They should have let
William the Fridge Perry
Sweetness score in the possibly the worst football team video song
I love that.
ever
Super
done.
Bowl Shuffle.
The Super Bowl Shuffle. But anyway, Chicago winters are rough, and so when the weather warms up, the natives are restless and head to the beaches. Right. And there's some great beaches along Lake Michigan there in Chicago. And so just hours after beach opened for the very first time this year, just hours in Chicago after the beach opened. What do you think happened on the beach?
Shootings.
Gunfire at the beach.
Nice.
Police said that between 80 and 100 teenagers were gathered at the North Avenue Beach, or I think they just call it North Beach, don't they? On Friday afternoon when a fight broke out. The fight resulted in one person pulling out a gun. And so, of course, some other people are going to pull out guns. So the firing started. One juvenile was taken into custody. No one was injured, officials said. The shooting, as I said, happened just hours after the city opened 22 beaches for the summer. Last year, 2022 Memorial Day weekend was a particularly brutal weekend for Chicago, where there were 9 people killed. And, you got your new mayor in. You have all these new programs that they have put into place trying to impact the amount of violent crime in Chicago. And this morning, these stats came out. 9 people were killed over Memorial Day weekend in Chicago. 48 people in all were shot. 48 people shot over one weekend.
When I was there a couple of years ago, I was there last year with my wife and son, but the 2 years before I was there for a polygraph conference, and that I left Memorial Day weekend. And that weekend, they shot 27 people and killed like 6. But 40-something people? That's a war zone.
48 people, 9 killed. And, when you talk about the beaches, that's normal. Those are safest historically.
Been there.
Safest area, one of the safest areas to be in Chicago. And
not going back, y'all.
And the bullets are flying. So I don't think the early returns don't suggest the new mayor is a great replacement for Lori Lightfoot.
Yeah, well,
but we'll keep following what's going on in Chicago.
Than a mayor problem. It's a murder problem. But you know what? Fucking shame, because I love Chicago, but I ain't going back. So,
kinky crimes. It must be time to get kinky when we hear that.
It's time for that
thing.
I'm just saying,
crimes.
You get your theme runs a lot longer than my banjos. I get like 2 beats on the banjos.
You got a winky, and I got.
Oh, this is a small unit complex. Is that
I'm gonna give you some kinky crimes for Wednesday. Now, this one, Mike, don't take offense about it. It's not personally about you. All right, it's titled "Woman Attacks Boyfriend After Bad Sex." A Florida woman allegedly attacked her boyfriend because he had an orgasm during sex and she did not. Right? Eric
Mistake
Davis,
number one, Woody.
Eric Davis, 30, told authorities that he and Raquel Gonzalez, 24, were having sex Monday when he climaxed, and Raquel did not. He's got his nut. And at that time,
tried to hit it and forget it.
At that time, she became upset and began hitting and scratching him, causing scratches near his eyes and nose, according to the sheriff's office. Also, Davis stated that this is not the first time that she had been physical with him, and that she goes off frequently. She didn't go off the right way.
Apparently, he's had this problem before.
She didn't go off the right way. Otherwise, he wouldn't have this problem. Yeah. Davis blamed Gonzalez's aggression on personal issues rooted in her reportedly troubled past, but that alcohol may have been a factor. Imagine that. Gonzalez also claimed injuries, saying that she had scratches too from where he tried to restrain her when she lost it. So she admitted to it. And she was booked for felony domestic battery and put in the Manatee County Jail because he didn't take the time.
That's it. That's it.
Do that first, and then
you ain't got to worry about it.
That's
quick
right.
You are.
You can be like Flash Gordon as long as they're taken care of.
That's it. So
is she even guilty of anything there? I mean, that's who's the guilty party in that case?
I don't know. I bet they will. I don't want a woman full of jury full of women on there.
Yeah, find her innocent. Yeah, justifiable.
And there's your kinky crime.
That was your kinky crime. And now we're going to bring you to our Mile High segment. A hot-headed businessman allegedly attacked a flight attendant after her colleague was not very good at differentiating and describing the food choices to him.
They must have been in first class.
And this is his opinion, right? So an American Airlines passenger by the name of Robert Crozet became enraged halfway through the flight from Barbados to South Florida.
They got it long enough where they got to serve.
Has he ever had an airline meal? I mean, dude, does it matter?
Apparently, he's
rubber chicken versus rubber whatever.
Yeah, well,
I didn't know many airlines that still serve meals.
Hey, yeah,
He must have been.
He was going from Barbados to South Florida, so it was, maybe a long enough flight that you get an actual meal. But he demanded to speak with the captain of the aircraft about the service he felt he had received.
Yeah, because we're going to stop the flight in mid fucking air so you can talk to the captain.
And Barbados to Florida is not a long flight.
So he melted down, y'all, to such a degree that another traveler was moved to overpower him and force him back into his seat so that the plane could land safely. Now, a little less than 2 hours into this 4-hour journey. So it's a 4-hour flight. I mean, that's pretty good.
We know it takes less time when you're G7.
That's it.
This guy's flying public.
He wasn't in a private jet, Mike. Crozet got up and out of his seat and caused a disturbance by getting out of the seat and approaching the flight attendant. He tells the flight attendant that the flight attendant was a male, was a shitty flight attendant and should have addressed him in a better way when giving him choices for his meals. I want you to call a captain, he allegedly said, and started taunting a second flight attendant. Then it continued to aggressively, demandingly, and loudly order the flight attendants to get the captain out here. The two flight attendants told Crozet to sit back down, but he refused and continued to insist on speaking with the captain. In the midst of this altercation, he touches another flight attendant. When she told Crozet not to touch her, he pushed her twice.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, so that flight attendant called the captain in the cockpit to make him just aware of the situation. At this point, Crozet turned his back to flight attendant number 2, who was now guarding the cockpit door. She told him to sit down, but he refused to comply and pinned her against the door. All the while, you got these passengers on the flight. They're telling him to sit down. He tells them to all go screw themselves. And finally, a passenger lifts him up off the ground, places him in a seat in an attempt to restrain him. He remains in the seat for the rest of the flight, but he continued to complain to the flight attendants about the way he was treated. The captain contacted air traffic control to report the incident, which he described as having included an attempted breach of the cockpit. Right. And when the aircraft landed in Miami, guess what happened?
They swung donkeyed his ass.
That's it. He was arrested.
They skull drag his ass. Motherfucker, I see the captain now.
Yeah, they brought him straight to jail. American Airlines, we tried to contact them, and they did not respond for comment on this incident.
Crazy. Hey, you know what?
A mile-high crime.
I love the mile-high section, and we're doing it because we have one every day, it seems like. But the stupid people do the stupidest fucking things on airplanes.
This was all over. He feels like they didn't quote him the menu.
He had to be in first class to probably even get a meal, and then he's that close to the cockpit. I'm sure, but they said a guy picked him up and put him in the seat. I mean, I'm pretty sure he got body slammed in the seat. That's how you pin is mightier than a sword.
That's it.
You know, especially after 9/11, you act a fool on the plane, you're going to get slammed.
Yep.
Well, folks, according to kayak.com,
I knew
the 3-hour and 42-minute flight from Barbados to Miami, American Airlines is about $600 more expensive than Copa Airlines. I suggest he takes Copa next time, although I've never heard of it, and I doubt he'll get anything more than peanuts. But
he take Spirit and have to pay for his shit. Extra add-on.
Well, that's your mile-high crime for today.
Love that section.
Spark something uncommon this holiday with just the right gift from Uncommon Goods. The busy holiday season is here, and Uncommon Goods makes it less stressful with incredible hand-picked gifts for everyone on your list, all in one spot. Gifts that spark joy, wonder, delight, and that's exactly what I wanted feeling. Hey, y'all, I ordered a super cool piece. It's a candle with a sculpture of LSU's Tiger Stadium on top of it. And each officially licensed laser cut wooden replica features up to 4 layers of detail, creating a bird's eye view of a specific football field, seating section, and more. And every label includes your stadium's name, the team's logo, and school location. And it has a coconut, soy, vegan wax infused with sandalwood smell that creates tailgates and touchdown scent profile, reminiscent of game day. It's invigorating like fresh cut grass and nostalgic like smoke from a pre-game grill, and calming like the crisp autumn air of a new semester on campus. Y'all, I love it. I have it at the base of my TV, and I'm ready to watch the Tigers play on Saturday night, right? Uncommon Goods. Look, when you shop at Uncommon Goods, you're supporting artists and small independent businesses. And many of their handcrafted products are made in small batches. So shop now before they sell out this holiday season. Uncommon Goods looks for products that are high quality, unique, and often handmade or made in the U.S. They have the most meaningful, out of the ordinary gifts anywhere. They even have gifts you can personalize. From holiday hosts and hostess gift to the coolest finds for kids, to hits for everyone from the book lovers to diehard sports fans. Uncommon Goods has something for everyone, not the same old selections you can just find anywhere. And with every purchase you make at Uncommon Goods, they give $1 to a nonprofit partner of your choice. They've donated more than $3 million to date. So to get 15% off your next gift, go to uncommongoods.com/RLRC. That's uncommongoods.com/RLRC for 15% off. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Uncommon Goods, we're all out of the ordinary.
This is an amazing story. It's sad, and
It's not about the Royals, is it?
And there's poetic justice. No, it's not about the Royals. It's about a woman by the name of Judy Malinowski. She found herself in the middle of an altercation with her on-again, off-again boyfriend when she was suddenly doused with gasoline and set on fire. The 31-year-old, engulfed in flames behind a gas station in Gahanna, which is a suburb of Columbus, Ohio, miraculously survived. Malinowski defied the expectations of her doctors and lived for another 2 years, which was plenty of time for her to record in detail her account of the incident from her hospital bed. The mother of 2 died from her injuries in 2017 at age 33.
Jeez,
Her testimony,
2 years dying of it.
Her testimony was admitted as evidence at trial. It was the first time in the state of Ohio's history a murder victim was able to testify against their killer. Wow. You think about that.
Yeah, right, from the grave. Huh?
Malinowski's case is actually being produced as a documentary by MTV. I didn't know they did documentaries. It's called The Fire That Took Her, which is also streaming on Paramount Plus, Woody, but not on the cock. Not on the cock. It's Paramount Plus. The film features footage from the hospital room where Malinowski spent the final years of her brief life. She was in a coma for 7 months.
Jeez.
She underwent 60 surgeries. Jeez. She was resuscitated 7 times. She had an arm amputated because it was scorched to the bone. Her charred face was nearly skeletal, and her ears were gone. Her eyes were often widened in despair as she struggled to breathe. Her pain was just brutal.
That's unreal.
Her fully scarred and uncontrollable wails were captured on camera to give the audience a glimpse of just how much she was suffering. But Malinowski, in between gasps, described that the pain was like 1,000 hot needles, which was later heard in court. What a horrible way for somebody to go. And I don't know why. I guess there was no, she couldn't just get, she wasn't on life support. She was just in
I'm sure the coma was medically induced for the first 7 months because of the surgeries and the pain and all that. But I mean, that is horrible. I've dealt with burn victims, and I'm gonna tell you something. To me, that's probably the most fucked up thing you can do.
Yeah, it sounds like this woman was in just unbelievable pain.
And then you live for 2 years in agony. That's not living, that's dying.
But that she fought to be able to
What did he
to testify and put this guy away, and so he is going away for a very long time for her murder. Which
That's crazy. I don't get it. I mean, you throw gas on somebody, I guess you got bad intentions.
Yeah.
Right?
doesn't say when the documentary is going to air, but it's called The Fire That Took Her. We'll look for that.
I'll check that out. Well, let me take you to Florida now. A woman in Florida was arrested on Saturday after allegedly driving her blue SUV onto a beach at Samara Dunes Park while drunk, nearly hitting beachgoers as she sped through the sand. Sarah Ramsamy, 26 of Orlando, was charged with driving under influence, reckless driving, and failure to obey a traffic control device. The Volusia Sheriff Office said in a release alleging that Ramsamy had a blood alcohol level almost twice the legal state limit. What kind of nationality do you think Ramsamy is? I don't know if I've ever heard that before.
Yeah.
Ramsamy.
Is it a Y or an I?
Why?
It's a Y.
Ramsamy.
She may be Indian.
Maybe so. Oh, yeah. Maybe I didn't think about that.
Vivek Ramaswamy.
But body cam footage released from the scene show Ramsamy and an unidentified woman speaking with the police in the moments after the incident as her car remained half submerged in the ocean waves, right? She thought it was a boat. Eyewitness had alleged that Ramsamy's car was going 50 miles an hour. Now, this is on the beach, y'all. 50 miles an hour and nearly hit a child. Ramsamy says, I was the driver, and they kind of stopped us, and they said that we almost hit a child. That's what she told the police. She said, I didn't think that we did that, but that's what they told us. And we were just trying to turn around, and we didn't think we could do a U-turn around here, so we're just trying to keep going, Ramsamy told officers. Officers in the video...
Keep going right into the ocean.
Right. Officers in the video then told Ramsamy they were arresting her, to which she said, okay. All right.
She's good with that?
She got
wow.
released on bond and all that. So, y'all, and meanwhile, the beachgoers recounted their scary experience to the Today Show, noting that they felt lucky to have avoided the tragedy. And one of them says, my little one was playing in the sand, and all of a sudden this guy started yelling, hey, watch out. Ashley Young, mom to a 3-year-old, told Today, I was just yelling at them. You almost hit my child. And she was like, well, I didn't. Stupid idiot. And
let her drive all the way.
Like I said, she's been released from jail on bail, and Ramsamy didn't hit anybody, thank God. But better insurance might have a problem covering that.
Yeah.
Submersible.
Don't get behind the wheel if you're drunk, right? Peeps. Come on. All right. We're going to bring y'all a serious story right now, and this is something that is making like national headlines right now. It's a tragic story. It's out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and a Baton Rouge High School graduate, which y'all, if you're not from here, Baton Rouge High School is the smart people high school. Let's put it that way. As far as public schools go, if you go to Baton Rouge High School, you're like very, very smart. Yes. Several governors of Louisiana attended Baton Rouge High. So graduate Cameron Robbins is currently missing in the Bahamas after he jumps off a boat, y'all. So he's 18 years old. He was celebrating his recent high school graduation during a sunset cruise in the Bahamas when he reportedly jumped overboard on a dare. This triggered, obviously, a large-scale search. From what I understand, this was like a pirate ship themed boat. Cameron Robbins graduated from University Lab School, which is Baton Rouge High, this past Sunday, and he was on a senior trip in the Bahamas with students from several local high schools, and just having a good time. They decide they're going to go on a cruise, a little sunset cruise. According to witnesses, around 9:40 p.m., the 18-year-old, who was apparently acting on a dare, took a plunge off of the boat into the ocean. Robbins was seen splashing in the dark waters a few feet from the boat, and just basically they went to throw something to him, and he disappeared from view. The boat, as I told you, was designed to look like a pirate ship, and it remained in the area for several hours. Obviously, the crew is looking for this guy. The Royal Bahamas Defense Force, which was assisted by the U.S. Coast Guard, they've been searching for this missing team from the air. They are having no success. The family is actually, they're working to get these people what they call emergency passports to get it to the Bahamas. I don't know. I guess it's going to make them feel better to be actually close, but
Natalie Holloway's
whether they'll go up in planes and things like that and help search, I would imagine is a possibility, but just a horrible, horrible situation. And I want to expand on this for a second and tell a quick little story just with my experience and how the ocean is no joke. I went on it was like an offshore fishing trip. Okay. And if you're not from Louisiana, they have these oil rigs that are offshore and there's some big reds out there.
I was at one last week.
Yeah. So me and a friend and that friend's dad, we all go. And we were like freaking halfway to Cuba, y'all. We were way out there. We were on the last rig in United States waters. And during this, me and my friend are like, we're going to jump in, and cool off or whatever. We're going to jump in the ocean. Now, I'm a great swimmer. My friend is a great swimmer. We jump in, and just the fact of the waves like going up and down in that water, you would bob up and you would literally lose sight of the boat. Right. And we were only a few feet away from it. The waves were going away from the boat, so it was really hard to swim into the boat, even though we were just a few feet off. So my point to all that is you can lose control real quick of not only your bearings, but you can be in a situation where you're swimming for your life real fast. Yep. So just a horrible situation coming out. This guy just graduated from high school, probably had his whole life ahead of him. Obviously did.
Absolutely.
And
prayers for
my son, who graduates tomorrow, and my wife are going with the school trip to the Bahamas.
There you go.
And they are taking not a pirate ship, but they're taking like a big catamaran on some kind of cruise. And I guess a big reason all of these they're not school-sponsored trips. The parents do them. Right. And one of the reasons why they picked the Bahamas is, I guess, the drinking age is 18. So most of the kids are able to drink. So there was probably drinking going on that pirate boat. There's probably drinking going to go on in this catamaran. I made sure last night that my son was well aware of this story and wasn't going to do anything stupid on dares while they're there. But,
I'm
that's
pretty
scary.
sure, and I may be wrong, but I think they called the search off.
Did they?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's horrible for that family. Every year, I told y'all, every year, graduations and proms, so kids get killed, and I hate that for them.
No doubt.
Oh, I think I need some banjos.
Well, as luck would have it, some banjos are playing.
Yeah, they are.
But see, did you count how many beats of banjos I got?
I don't have headphones on like
versus Woody's theme, which
I know my shit's longer than yours.
Which is the length of a Casey and the Sunshine Band song.
So, Lord.
Lieutenant Jeff Holt is the assistant jail commander of operations at LaPorte County Jail in Indiana. And he was assisting deputies on May 17th when one of the people arrested refused to have his body scan taken. Mm-hmm. All arrestees are required to go through it's called Secure Pass body scan before being booked into the jail. Mm-hmm. The arrestee finally agreed to get the scan, and during a review of the images, Holt saw something strange that appeared to be lodged inside the man's anal cavity.
Mm. He could have probably got away with it. He hadn't made a big deal about it.
If you were guessing a pair of scissors, you win.
Oh, my God.
How many were guessing?
I don't think
it had to be a pair of scissors.
I'd rather put that loaded pistol up my ass than a pair of scissors.
The body scan is an incredible state-of-the-art tool used to ensure the safety and security of all within the LaPorte County Jail. Lieutenant Holt is commended for relying upon his training and expertise and successfully preventing a dangerous, edged, and smelly object from making its way fully into the jail, said Captain Derek J. Allen. Right you are, Captain Allen. It was a dangerous, edged, and smelly weapon that we would not have wanted to
I
have
hope he
in the
wrapped
jail.
it, the sharp tip with something before he stuck it up his ass. I don't get that.
I'll reach out to Captain Holt and
You tell Captain Holt we say hello.
inform him of your question, but I think that's deserving of
We're great dumb
banjos.
criminals. Absolutely love.
Uh-oh.
What? They stole what?
They stole what?
What?
Another
What they steal? What do you ever?
This time, you're not going to believe this one. It's pretty funny, actually. A man from Miami steals a fire truck.
A fire truck.
So 3 counties from Miami-Dade to Boynton Beach chased a man who stole a fire truck Thursday night. Miami-Dade Fire Rescue was executing training exercises around 6:30 p.m. when a man entered one of the fire trucks and struck.
That's insane.
Now, I've had this happen.
During
We're out
training.
on scenes and you turn around and your buddy's cop car is gone. When you're chasing the guy, you're like, damn, I got my job. Anyway, he stole the fire
crazy.
truck, y'all, and then he crashed it into an empty police car and entered a full police chase involving fire rescue, Broward County's aviation helicopter, and Florida Highway Patrol. Authorities say they stopped the stolen truck on marker 86 on the Florida Turnpike near Boynton Beach Boulevard at 9 p.m. And he was arrested.
That's got to be a funny,
Freaking
that's gotta be a
fire
funny
truck,
car
man.
chase to watch.
If I'm gonna steal something, and you pretty much know you're going to jail because you're not getting away in a fire truck, but I would steal a fire truck.
Well,
or a backhoe. Didn't we have a guy steal a backhoe the other day?
Yeah, to get to the airport. But this guy is stealing it, but you know your ass is getting chased, right?
they stole what? That's crazy. Well, until next time, I'm Jim Chapman.
Oh, no, that was an abrupt goodbye. Okay.
Hey, and thank you to all our listeners. We love and appreciate each and every one of you. And thank
Yes.
you to our sponsors, Stamps.com, Shopify, and now Rosetta Stone, right?
Where Mike is learning.
Mike is learning to speak the King's English because he can't talk worth a fuck.
That's right.
He's always messing everything up. Oh, and then messing with you. He's doing Italian.
Thank you for all my supporters out there who recognize that I did win that ridiculous game. the other day.
did not.
I got 8.
Mike did one of those unsolicited, whatever you call it.
Approved?
Yeah, unapproved. And then he says, "Oh, I won this." And but you know what? You got your first fangirl out of that, or maybe you
No.
That'd be so.
I encourage you to go back and listen to the audio and count how many I got correct. I got 8.
That. You lost.
Right. Without,
lost.
I didn't need
Don't
the
be a
one that you
sore
guys
loser.
got wrong.
Don't be a sore loser. Anyway, but Jim messaged me and said, "Mike's got a fangirl." I was like, where? So I had to look it up because I didn't even know you posted that video. Don't be a sore loser, Mike. And I'm Woody Overton.
I'm Jim Chapman,
And I'm Mike Agovino.
your host of Real Life, Real Crime Daily. Peace.
Shit business, you know I won.
That's a lot.